Naima Salou on the stop for the juniors. It'll be 1st and 10 freshman class from their own 35.
Good evening and welcome to the 26th annual Garter Bowl game. I'm Hannah Fredrich and I will be commentating throughout tonight's matches. First up, we have the freshmen playing the juniors, and this will be two 20-minute halves, running clock, and each team will be allowed 3 timeouts. For the first game, the freshman coaches are Coach McHenry, McClure, and Coach Rose. For the juniors, it will be coaches Coach Carpenito, Coach Velikis, Coach Mazzello, and Coach Andrioli. We have already started off, and it is 1st and 10, and the freshmen have the ball. It is appearing to be pretty difficult for these players to be able to pull the flags out from each other, and the freshmen were able to keep the ball for a while, which is impressive even though they didn't gain any yards, and it is now 2nd and 10. Nice attempted throw by the freshman quarterback, but it was an incomplete pass, and the freshmen are still at the 35-yard line. 35-yard line, and it was now 3rd and 10. That was another incomplete pass from the freshmen, and they will maintain it at 4th and 10 with 0 yards completed thus far. The freshman coaching staff has a pretty tough decision to make right now on whether they should go for the 4th down or whether or not they should just punt the ball and let that decide where the juniors will start. It looks like they're going for it, and they are going to try and run it. But they tried to, and they're trying to reverse it right now. But it appears as though they were taken down.
Trickery by the coaches with the double reverse to no avail. Juniors take over on
It is
downs.
a turnover on downs, and the juniors will now have the ball at a very good field spot.
It'll be 1st and 10 juniors at the freshman 30.
Now that the juniors have the ball, the junior coaches, Coach Carpenito and Coach Velikis, both of whom coached the juniors 2 years ago during the freshman Garter Bowl, which was the last time that the Garter Bowl was able to happen due to the pandemic. The quarterback is back in the shotgun position right now instead of doing a under center, which is interesting because it is harder for her to maintain the ball. Quarterback Carly Sachs is trying to pass the ball, and it is a complete pass at the 34, or 34, 26.
Number 10, Kimberly Castillo with the reception. Gain of about 5 on the play. Second and 5, juniors.
They are lining up behind the line of scrimmage, which will make it more difficult for them to move the ball forward if they are behind. As we mentioned with Coach Velikas coaching the juniors, she is one of the most tenured coaches here at Parkland and has been coaching the Garter Bowl for a very long time here. Her experience and knowledge will be very well suited in this situation where the juniors are one of only 2 teams that have ever competed in the Garter Bowl here, since we have not had one in 2 years. Carly Sachs got the ball again, handing it off to Evelyn Monto. She is running it up and has been taken down around the 15-yard line, the 10-yard line.
Number 20, Evelyn Monto in the carry. A carry is good for a junior class, first down.
That run was very good and well enough to set up the juniors for a first and goal attempt. That was a first down, so we are now 1st and 10, and the juniors will be able to have a closer position to getting a touchdown. Quarterback Carly Sachs got the ball and throws it, and it was complete. And it is now a junior first down. It was taken down around the 6-yard line, so it was not a first down, but the freshman got her flag, and so it is now a junior 2nd down.
Second and 4, juniors. The freshman 11-yard line.
Carly Sachs gets the ball and is going to attempt to throw it to Kim Castillo, and it is an incomplete pass.
Pass intended for Castillo, incomplete. 3rd and 4.
If the juniors are able to get another 4 yards, they will be able to have another first down and be able to get 4 more tries at getting that first touchdown of the game. Carly Sachs gets the ball, and the juniors are going to try and run it. And they are taken down, and it looks like they are just shy of the marker and will have about 1 or 2 yards
just
to go.
Shy of the first down will bring up a 4th and 1, juniors.
Tough decisions being made right now by the juniors as they only have 1 more yard to go. Mrs. Velikas going really deep in her playbook for this one to be able to figure out a way for the juniors to get that 1 extra yard to be able to get that chance at a touchdown. Carly Sachs gets the ball, throws it off to Katie Steib, and Katie Steib throws it, and it is incomplete in the end zone. That could have been a very successful play for the juniors, but it was sadly dropped. The juniors were able to get that 1 yard, and now it is 1st and 10. So they do have a shot of getting that touchdown.
Giving them a first down, ladies and gentlemen.
Carly Sachs hands it off, and it is ran into the end zone for a junior touchdown. That was the first touchdown of the game, and the juniors are on the board. The freshmen looked kind of shaky to start, but they hopefully for them, they will be able to come back and go off of this next run. Now, in Garter Bowl fashion, typically they go for the 2-point conversion instead of kicking it, and we will see what the juniors decide to do here. The juniors are going for that 2-point conversion, and Carly Sachs throws the ball, and it is complete in the end zone for the extra 2 points for the juniors, caught by Kim Castillo.
The Castillo for the 2-point conversion with 8:38 remaining in your first half of play. Junior class 8, freshman 0. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, all of the money collected at the ticket booths this evening will be donated to our very own
As
program.
you just saw the band playing, the band kids say that this is one of their favorite nights of the year and is one of the most fun games and events that they get to play, because it is truly, as you can see, they are all dressed up and don't have to be in their uniforms and get to play some fun chants for the girls as they play. Kim Castillo kicked it off for the juniors, and the freshmen now have possession, and they are going to try and run it up as far as they can, getting around the 40-yard line. The freshmen are getting ready and huddling up to talk about their offensive strategy, as they will now have possession of the ball at the 30-yard line. And the freshmen have the ball, and their quarterback throws it off to try to run the ball. That looks like it might be a freshman first down, but we will see what the referees say.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, my roster is lacking a number 2 and number 3.
That was not a first down for the freshmen, and it is now 2nd and 4. The freshmen have the ball, and their quarterback throws it, but it was intercepted by the juniors, and the juniors are running back to their own end zone, and it is a junior touchdown off of an interception, so that is a pick 6 for your juniors.
Chloe taking it to the house, ladies and gentlemen.
The pick 6 was intercepted and scored by junior Chloe Hillis. The juniors are now very well likely to go for the 2-point conversion just like they did the first time.
Junior class, the 2-point conversion. Trips left, ladies and gentlemen.
The juniors are going for the 2-point conversion.
Here. Great coaching.
Quarterback Carly Sachs gets the ball and is running it up.
To no avail.
But
The
her flag was
looked
pulled
impressive.
by
Trips left
a freshman
with the pistol
defenseman.
formation, but with 3 minutes 30 seconds remaining in your first half of play, juniors 14, freshman donut.
The juniors will kick off the ball again with Kim Castillo taking the kick, and the freshmen will attempt to run the ball up as far as they can to get in the best field position. But the juniors pulled the runner's flag at the 30.
Run.
First and 10, freshmen from their own 27, just under 2 minutes remaining in your first half of play. Ladies and gentlemen, special guest appearance in the press box, Officer Darvin Faust. Come on up and say hi, ladies and gentlemen. Bring something from the concession stand.
In their third attempt, the freshmen get the ball and are going to try to run it up the field. Right around the 20, the junior defenders get her flag.
Emily hoisted on your carry.
Just under a minute to go, and the freshmen have to make up serious ground if they are looking to get on the scoreboard before halftime. They get the ball, and their quarterback is going to attempt to run it up the field, and she throws it, but her flag is pulled.
We'll call that timeout, freshman class. Timeout. Freshmen, their second.
With less than 30 seconds remaining, the freshmen are calling a timeout.
Fourth and a long 16, 24.7 seconds remaining in your first half of play. Freshman class has one timeout remaining. Junior class has all three.
With 24 seconds left in the first half, the juniors are up 14-0. The freshmen are at 4th and 16, and they now have the decision of whether to continue with the 4th down or punt it.
The press box is stunned as to why the ball was moved to the 49-yard line, but we'll get an explanation tomorrow. So we believe that mimicked a punt. Juniors take over 1st and 10.
The juniors now have the ball, and quarterback Carly Sachs gets it and throws it, and it is a complete pass to Kim Castillo, but her flag was pulled.
Timeout, juniors.
The juniors have called a timeout with 19 seconds left in the first half.
Grab was good for a 1st down, junior class. Let's move those chains, people. That was a 1st down, junior class.
Juniors have the ball, and it is thrown and caught by Kim Castillo off of the freshman's hands.
Castillo with the grab. Timeout. Timeout called by Carpenita. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what.
Coach Carpenito has called another timeout for the junior
You got
class.
a 1st and goal, juniors, from the 5. 5 seconds remaining in your first half of play. As nice as that catch was, that clock work by Mr. Robitaille up here was outstanding.
With just 5 seconds left on the clock in the first half, that timeout was vital for the juniors and their coaches to make a decision about what to do, with the hopes of possibly getting one more touchdown before the half is over. Carly Sachs gets the ball and decides to throw it, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. And that is the end of the first half.
Pick number 8 for the juniors, Kayla Sevich. And we still have time for that 2-point conversion, ladies and gentlemen.
They are going to go for the 2-point conversion, even though the first half clock has ran out of time. There is always time for that. Carly Sachs gets the ball, throws it to Katie Stibe, and she will be unsuccessful in getting
but that is the end of your first half play, ladies
so
and
at the
gentlemen.
end of the first half, it is
Junior
juniors with 20 points and the freshmen with 0 points. Hopefully in the second half, they will be able to get on the board, and
Please
the
stop by the
juniors
concession
will
stand,
not
ladies and
be able to
gentlemen.
get
Load up
a
on some goodies. They got sweets, and they got some savory food down there, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, the 2021 homecoming court will be announced this evening at halftime of the last game, and be sure to stay tuned. All of the money collected at Official Foods this evening will be donated to our very own Reach program that collects and donates food for our elementary school ministry. The donation of money this kind helps our local Parkland community. good news for the freshman class. Apparently, Mr. Tyson, Coach Joseph are on the way to save the day there on the sidelines, so hopefully they get here soon.
Joining me now is Mr. Greth, who is also going to be commentating on the second half of the freshman and junior game, and probably for the rest of the night as well.
Hannah, it was a pleasure listening to you call the first half of the first game. It was fantastic. What an exciting first half. 20-0, the juniors have taken it so far. Let's see how many points they can rack up in the second half.
We are less than a minute away from your second half of play. 20 minutes remain in your ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
And we are back for the second half, where there appears people were on the wrong side of the field, so the kickoff will begin shortly.
It looks like we're ready to start the second half. What a fantastic night this has been so far. The marching band taking us through the first halftime of the first of 3 games.
The freshmen are going to kick it off now, and the juniors will receive. Juniors caught the ball, and they will try and run it up as far as they can.
Alexis Brader on the return for the juniors.
Carly Sachs will get the snap, and the juniors are at 1st and 10, and she will run it up, but the freshman will grab her flag.
A big stop there for the freshman behind the line of scrimmage. Seniors, it's time.
It'll be interesting to see during the sophomore and senior game, because the sophomores haven't played either. So the freshmen aren't the only team this year that have never played in the Garter Bowl before. The juniors and the seniors are the only ones, and the juniors have only had 1 year and the seniors 2 years. Carly, though, has been pretty successful tonight in terms of her pass completion rate, and she has been getting a lot of the ball she has thrown to her receivers, some for even touchdowns.
Katie Stibe on the carry for the juniors.
It is now 4th and 12, which is one of the worst runs for the juniors tonight, but 4th and 5, but they do have one more chance to try and get a first down. The juniors will try and run it with Evelyn Montone, but her flag is pulled, and it will be turned over to the freshmen.
Emily DeBella on the stop for the freshmen. Freshman class take over on downs, 1st and 10.
There we go, turnover on downs. Let's see if the freshmen have a little bit more success on this drive. Mrs. Velikas going back deep into her playbook again, trying to find something that will get this freshman offense moving. No.
The freshmen have run the ball and gained a few yards, but Mr. Greth, Mrs. Velikas is coaching the junior team and not the freshman team, so she's actually having to work with the defense now, not the offense.
That's exactly what I said. Mrs. Velikas going deep into her playbook, trying to find the play that will shut the freshmen down.
Fantastic. I encourage everyone in the crowd to go to the
That's what I said.
stand.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Now it's 2nd down and 5. Freshman trying to pull out a run that will get them a first down.
The freshmen are looking to get their first points on the board for tonight's game with just under 14 minutes left in the second half.
After coaching Garter Bowl for around 15 years, one of the things I always used to tell my teams is if you get two stops, you'll be able to be put in the position to win. The juniors already have one. Let's see if they can come up with another turnover. Fumbling this snap from center to quarterback, it's difficult to make sure that timing is correct and making sure that you keep a hold of that ball to move it forward. They tried to attempt that, but loss of yardage on that play, Hannah.
Nicole West on the stop for the juniors.
It'll be difficult for the freshmen to continue any momentum that they have coming in at this point to try and make up those 20 points that the juniors do have ahead of them.
The biggest thing working against that offense is the clock. They can't make more time happen, though, so they have to hit some big plays sooner or later, or else they're going to be saying goodnight early.
The 3rd and 5 freshman class. Fumbles down at the spot. It'll be 4th and long.
Mr. Moniz calling the play dead. When the ball hits the ground for an extended period of time, that's ruled a fumble by the principal and referee for the game this evening, pushing the freshman back again around the 42-yard line. Question, Hannah, are they going to punt, or are they going to try to go for it?
They're going to go for it, I think. That's what they have been appearing to do this entire game. But I am noticing
in the backfield. Can she hit the corner?
after that interruption, it is looking like the freshmen are having some difficulty connecting their snap with their quarterback in the back because she keeps dropping it, or there is a mishandle with her running back.
You're right, Hannah, and there's a flag on the play. Let's see what Mr. Moniz calls now. Calls a turnover on downs. The juniors will go back to work. Mr. Carpenito hitting the plays, hitting the kids downfield.
Remaining in your second half of play. Junior class 20 and freshman 0.
With the ball.
Not hitting the kids.
Carly Sachs back behind the center, ready to take the snap. Let's see what this offense has cooking for this next series of downs. You gotta love the Garter Bowl. The band has no restrictions. They're able to open up their book and play whatever tune they want to under the direction of Mr. LaRue. They're able to hit it. Trying to turn the corner across the field. Will she hit over the hash? Get to the numbers. It appears she does have enough for a junior first down.
Evelyn Montone showing some wheels for the junior class.
And I gotta say, I think a lot of these teams have much more success on the
Montone's
ground
carry is
than they
good
are
for a
throwing the
junior
ball.
class. First down.
I think it's just difficult for the quarterbacks to be able to connect with their receivers, especially when not only have these teams, as you mentioned before, not played much, but in general, it is difficult to get those passes complete, especially when there is a defense pressuring you.
Most of these underclassmen teams don't bother blitzing because they have enough time to get around the outside line, so that way they can try to push some pressure back in the backfield. Sideline camera work by our Parkland TV crew, using some new gear we got this year. Hopefully you're enjoying the view.
The ball was handed to Naima Salau, and she is off, and she is running very, very fast down the field, and it will be a junior touchdown.
And it's just too much. It can't be stopped. 60 yards for the touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is track speed right there. Naima Salou, touchdown, junior.
Now, the interesting thing about Naima is she is actually one of the fastest people I know, and is one of the stars of the Parkland girls track team.
If you got wheels, you give them the ball and set them loose. And I'm sure those juniors are going to grab those 2 more points with the 2-point conversion. She was almost so fast, our replay didn't catch it. Mr. Moniz standing back there, just observing the speed, trying to keep it up front.
And it is caught by Kim Castillo for the extra 2 points for the juniors. As we have said before, Carly is having some luck with the balls that she's throwing to her receivers, and they seem to be catching a good amount of them.
I got to tell you, they might be putting my offensive strategy for Garter Bolt to shame, going through the air, hitting every man, every woman I should say, in the end zone for scores tonight. And you know what I see? That clock is still ticking. Tick, tick, ticking away.
Yeah.
Those freshmen have a really hard task to try to find 28 points in the next 7 minutes.
That is not a lot of time for them to make up any points, but they will have the ball again, and let's see what they can do.
I have a feeling that they're going to get that squad together, and they're going to figure out some combination of plays that might get them into the end zone.
28-0 junior class, just under 7 minutes remaining in your ball game. Stay tuned for the seniors versus the sophomores.
Kim Castillo is getting ready to take the kickoff again for the juniors.
That is one play to beat defense, make you the wall and make them run into it. It's difficult to get around a physical person.
That was junior Katie Steib with the block and grabbing the freshman's flag.
What excellent strategy taught by Mr. Carpenito on the junior side, making sure that they're going for the flag straight away.
That'll be an important thing, especially as flag football has way less contact than we would see on Friday nights.
Such quickness from the defense, getting into the backfield, dropping the freshman for another 3 yards behind the line to gain.
As you said before, the juniors are going for that quick flag pull as soon as they can to be able to stop the freshmen from gaining any yards.
You can see the juniors are set up for a extended defense and the fact that they drop their safeties back to make sure that they can prevent a long play from occurring.
This seems to be working in their favor as we have now less than about 4 minutes to go with the juniors being up 28-0.
The freshmen not showing much determination to get to the line of scrimmage fast so that way they can try to run as many plays as they possibly can. Oh, and the freshman quarterback goes down and they got her another 5 yards behind the line to gain.
These poor freshmen are just getting pushed back farther and farther as the clock continues to tick down.
It's one of the basic things that you need to do to play football. You need some spikes, you need some cleats, you need some footwear that can allow you to get some grip and run down the field there. It doesn't look like their freshmen have the cleats pointed the right way. They keep going backwards.
The freshman will throw it, and it is
interception, and the juniors have it going down the field. I just talked over your head, but I'm just so excited.
and that will be another junior touchdown.
And it's been a long time since I've seen a game that has gone this long with so few points on one side and so many points on the other.
My freshman year, I do remember that our girls were still able to get some points up on the juniors, so it is very crushing that these freshmen are not able to do so.
Sierra Hohenschild with that pick six. So that will seal the deal for the freshman class.
If you're passing down the field, it either can get you a lot of points and a lot of yards, or it can take a lot of points from you off the board for you. That's one of the down points of having a passing game. All of a sudden, if you don't have players in position, you're going to see the other team running down the field.
Unfortunately for the freshmen, that was the second time that we saw a pick six tonight from the junior defense. The freshman defense was able to hold junior Evelyn Montone as she tried to run the ball up the field. That was a 2-point conversion. My bad.
You can see the enthusiasm on the back of Mr. Carpenito, getting his junior girls ready to close out the rest of this game with one more punt and hopefully 4 more downs to go. I believe the freshmen still have some timeouts left in their pocket if they want to try to stop this clock before it gets too long. I don't know if I have seen it enough, but I don't know if they used them.
And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for our next game, which will pit the
Kim
senior
Castillo
class
will
against the
kick off
sophomores.
again for the
winner of that
juniors.
game will take on the junior class at approximately 8 o'clock this evening.
It appears as though cleats are not being worn tonight, which is interesting considering that in most years past, the girls have been wearing cleats to help get that extra advantage for them.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Age might be the experience and the fact that they might have more opportunities to have that equipment ready to go, so that way they're not slipping and sliding in the backfield. And that is the game, Hannah. The juniors clearly take the advantage over the freshman team, 36-0.
That was an impressive showing by the juniors in only their second ever Garter Bowl game as the class of 2023.
I don't know about you. I'm excited to see. I would love to see the seniors and juniors go at it just to see if then that championship game who actually would dream supreme.
That'll certainly be interesting, but for the freshmen, the night is sadly over. For their first time, they definitely know what they did well and what they can improve on for next year.
You're absolutely right. On their way down to Applebee's for half-price apps, they are going to enjoy conversations about this game so far and dreaming and wishing for practice next year so they can take it to the senior class in the first game.
That is right. We will see this matchup again next year when the seniors play the sophomores. A warm welcome by the seniors to the juniors after their win.
We need someone for the sticks. The first down markers need to be moved. We need someone to do the moving, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to meet Dr. Meehan or Mr. Sherman at the 50-yard line to move those sticks. ladies and gentlemen, our next game, your sophomore class. Your coaches, Mr. Ryan Nunemaker, Mr. B.J. Dugan, and Mr. Kyle Wolf. And the coaches for your senior class, Mr. Andrew Walker, Mr. Eddie Kiekel, Ms. Corey Rubel, and Ms. Angela Turson. And again, your officials remain the same. Mr. Pete Sherman, Mr. Keith Heffelfinger.
We are back now for the
Dr.
sophomore
Terrence
and
Meehan,
senior game, where the class of 2022 will be taking on the class of 2024.
I'm excited to see if the class of 2022 can pull off a win. They are currently winless right now. I'm sure they were really wanting to try to get their first one, the monkey off their back, trying to make sure that they're ready to go and get that first win in the win column.
Similar to the class of 2023, they also have they have played 2 games as they were sophomores the last time a Garter Bowl has happened, but that is not a lot of experience.
Once again, ladies and
Now all the
gentlemen,
kids
of the
ready
money
to go to the
collected
center
at the ticket booths this evening will be
midfield so that way they can try to get all of their
donated
instructions
to our
and
very own
rules
reach
and
program
regulations
for
from
high school pantry.
the one and only
Donation
Mr.
on
Moniz.
admission tonight helps our
It'll be
local
the same
company.
thing as the freshman and junior game, where it'll be 2 20-minute running clock halves, and there will be 3 timeouts per team.
The 2021 homecoming court will be announced this evening at halftime of the championship game. Be sure to stay tuned.
As you can hear in the background, during the halftime of the championship game, the homecoming court for Parkland High School class of 2022 will be announced. It's going to be exciting.
It's great to have all of these homecoming events back after a year of not being able to have them due to coronavirus procedures.
It is going to be nice. The senior classes are going to be together, and the other class advisors are going to be down at the turf parking lot on Friday, getting homecoming floats up and ready to be displayed during the halftime of the homecoming game on Friday night.
The football team will be taking on Becca at 7 o'clock in the homecoming game.
Seniors are ready to run on the field. I have a feeling they'll be waiting for the sophomores to make their entrance first. Seniors are ready to bring the heat.
And the seniors are running out to make their entrance for their hopefully first of 2 games for the 2021 Garter Bowl.
Coach Rebel on the sideline at the 50-yard line, demonstrating her mathematical prowess with her 3.14 number, calculating that math out there, getting ready to put it to the test, like a math test, but football. Flags.
The first test for the seniors tonight will be getting the kickoff from the sophomores. They caught the ball and will try to run it up as far as they can, but the sophomore defense will stop them.
That swarming sophomore defense hit them right at the 40-yard line. I thought they were able to hit the corner, but they shut them down.
Looks like Saunders on the return for the senior class. Be first and 10 seniors from their own 41.
Hannah, you've been scouting the seniors. What kind of offense do you think they're going to run?
Honestly, I'm not very sure, but after seeing the juniors' success, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to have more of a throwing game than they do a running game, even though a running game can be a little bit more successful.
Oh, big mistake off the drop.
That connection to the quarterback is something that we have seen as a struggle for the freshmen in the earlier games, so it'll be interesting to see if the seniors face the same struggles in this game.
You're exactly right. Coach Rebel wanted to make it more of a challenge for her team, so she called, let's throw it over the quarterback's head for the first play.
Half-mile, ladies and gentlemen.
Handoff in the backfield. What an excellent run by the seniors, almost getting all of that yardage back and more to only have 4 more to go on third down.
That was impressive for the seniors to do after losing a few yards in that first play attempt that they had.
There are not many plays in your playbook for 2nd and 20. But it seems that Mrs. Robel, again, with that 3.14 knowledge, bringing it back.
These upperclassmen coaches are digging pretty deep in their playbooks, it seems, tonight to try and get the plays that will get their girls some yardage and hopefully some points.
Well, it is a bold strategy, Cotton, to have your team lose yards on the first play just to give the opponent's defense a sense of security.
And then take that security away when they ultimately get those yards back.
Able to turn the corner and pushed out of bounds, looking like she has all of that first down knowledge. Oh, apparently there was a holding penalty on the play. Mr. Moniz is making the seniors take the long walk back behind the first down marker.
That might be a little discouraging for the seniors, but Mr. Moniz will not have any lenience tonight with any of the rules.
Officials time called on the field.
Officials timeout, trying to work out all of the minutia of these plays coming out. Officials ready to blow the play. Ready to go. Lost connection in the backfield. That quarterback to running back combination has to make a clean handoff to ensure that they can move the ball forward. That's going to put the seniors back down again. 4th down and 12 to go. Senior coaches have to confer a little bit to figure out whether they're going to go for it or are they going to punt.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do go for it and just hope for that extra luck. Hopefully that will be on their side.
I'm sure they've discussed this already, being only almost on their own 30-yard line. They can't have a turnover and downs this close.
The connection at the start of those plays are going to have to get a lot stronger if the seniors hope to make any difference and get any points in tonight's game.
And it looks like they just had a turnover on downs, and the sophomores are about to take over on their own 39-yard line.
This will be the first time that we get to see the sophomores do something with the ball tonight and see if this underclassmen team can possibly pull an upset over the seniors.
Well, what we've seen so far, their defense shut things down. Let's see if their offense can push things out. Again, quarterback in the shotgun.
That's a trend we're seeing a lot tonight, and not many teams are straying away from that.
See, I question that decision sometimes, because if you start so far back from center, it's difficult to try to, unless you have the speed to turn the corner, you're not going to be able to move that ball forward.
We're even seeing some difficulty between the connection between the quarterback getting the ball to begin with.
That challenge of making sure that that center quarterback combination is ready to go and make sure that they can communicate effectively has to be practiced and has to be taught effectively by those coaches out there. They got the reverse. Can they hit the field? And number 15 advances the ball all the way to the midfield line, 50-yard line, and that'll be good enough for a sophomore first down. High snap. Able to make something good out of a little bit of nothing.
Doing a catch the ball carrier.
Any down you have, as long as you're making some positive yardage, it's a good thing for your offense so they can try to keep things moving, go back to the playbook, see what's next, and run another play.
I was just going to say, even though it might not be a lot, the sophomores are still gaining yards, while unfortunately, as we saw earlier, the seniors were losing yards.
That is an astute observation. Yes, you're right. When an offense is moving forward, that's the right direction.
The sophomores attempt to throw the ball, but it was incomplete. It looks as if, though, the sophomores are having a bit more of a successful running game than they are in the air.
My grandma always said, if you do something right, do it again and again. So I would think that the sophomore class is going to go back to that running game that allowed them to pick up that big chunky yards in the first series. I can't imagine that they would want to go back to that passing game when they're not having some success with it.
Third and 8 freshman.
We will see what their coaches decide to do.
Well, I have a quick, during the break, I do have a story about one of their most recruited coaches in Garter Bowl history, Coach Terzin. She was a first-year teacher last year, and now most highly recruited defensive specialist. Let's see what they come up here on offense. Oh, they faked the reverse. And she got the corner. And no one's going to stop her now. Touchdown, sophomores.
Touchdown, sophomores, number 27.
For the first time through the night, the underclassmen will have a lead on the upperclassmen team that they are facing, and that will be a strong start to the sophomores game tonight.
As I was saying, Coach Terzin's going to pull something magical out of her playbook, and there you saw it there to the left-hand side. The sophomores turning the corner and hitting the end zone.
Coach Terzin was my math student teacher freshman year, and she was good at math and is looking to be very good at coaching football.
Well, she was punching some numbers in that playbook calculator, and she got a final result. That final result was touchdown.
Actually, I think we are wrong. Coach Terzin's coaching the seniors.
Oh, my Lord. Can you believe the mistakes that we make?
Either way, her defense was looking okay for the first part.
If you're listening at home, ignore what we just said. Strike it, reverse it. Make it for the senior class.
It's good to hype up our coaches, though.
That was a struggle. A sophomore running back trying to make something out of nothing. Gets to the yard line before the end zone. Gets shut down. Again, look at that Parkland TV camera work on the sideline, ready for the kickoff to the seniors. On the return, you have the senior class taking it just about to midfield on the 50-yard line. Let's see what Coach Rebel has in her playbook to see where we're going to go next.
The senior coaches are very heavy in the math department, so we will be able to see what they do with their second try at getting some points.
Seniors with the double reverse. They're hitting downfield. And a fumble! Good thing fumbles do not go anywhere. If not stopped by somebody pulling your flag, you just pop that ball up in the air. That's going to stop you going, but at least you can keep going forward.
That sophomore defender was like a brick wall that senior just couldn't get through.
First down, seniors.
Seniors in the huddle. Coach Turzin rolling in the play that's going to bring them to the end zone. If I were to make a bold prediction here, I see they're going to go long and they're going to try to throw it all the way down the field and hit somebody in the end zone. As I called it, they ran off tackle. It's a difficult thing to always try to make sure. If you're going through the line, it's an easy way for someone to grab your flag. It's a bold move, but it seemed to be moving them forward, so positive effects. There's that pass I was looking for. It didn't go as long as I thought it would. But, again, that senior class is always going to try to take that quick outside throw.
The sophomores, though, are proving to be there and ready to capture the seniors' flags off of them to be able to stop the play.
Well, you have to understand, when you're practicing, you're not practicing on a football field. You're practicing on a section of a football field when over at the high school. So they have to try to just figure out the width of the field. And if you have the speed to go to sideline, you're going to do very well on the defensive side of the ball.
Not even a section of the football field, as they seem to be practicing behind the tennis courts after school.
That sophomore class is being coached up, making sure that they were practicing their flag drills. Oh, Hannah, flag drill is when you guys have girls running through lines of girls and they try to grab the flags really quickly. It seems like a really silly thing to do, but you have to have the practice of trying to get those flags. And you'll see some of the defensive players having wide receiver gloves so that they have a little bit of a more of a tact on their hands, so that way when they grab the flag, they won't slip through their fingers.
Obviously, the key component of Garter Bowl is that it is flag football, so that is how you will stop the play, is if you grab the other team's flag.
And that's why you got to practice.
Seniors looking to run out wide again, and once again, the sophomore defense is there to grab their flag.
That was a difficult fourth down stop. Seniors shut down by the sophomores, and they take over on their 25-yard line. Seniors going to the sideline asking Coach, how did that play not add up? That sophomore class looking determined, confident, dedicated,
Just under 5 minutes remaining.
ready to start another offensive series that they hope ends in a touchdown. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
With 4.5 minutes left in the first half, they have a lot of time to still be able to get some points on the board in their favor.
Great camera angle by our Parkland TV crew.
Eva Blizzard, your ball carrier.
Blizzard
good
takes it
for a
back up.
sophomore. First down.
Stopped around the 40-yard line for a first down. Sophomores. Sophomores back in the shotgun.
I'm pretty sure all 4 teams tonight have been in that shotgun position.
You're right. I think you're right. That is a trend that I was not used to. And the reverse, again with the camera angles by Parkland TV. Looks like she may have enough for the first down.
Merva Padak, your ball carrier.
Sophomores in the huddle looking for a play that's going to bring them 2 yards for another first down, or are they going to take another opportunity and try to go downfield? Is she able to turn the corner? Senior defense able to push her out of bounds using the 12th man, the sideline, to get her off the field.
And I do believe Abigail is in the senior class here. Uh-oh.
The sophomores seem to be having some success in their running game tonight, as that play just showed.
When you have speed is hard to stop with flag football. If you can have somebody turn the corner and get down on the sideline, it's really hard to try to catch up unless you have a good angle on them. In order to get a good angle, you need to have people in the backfield that far back, so you're sacrificing the opportunity to have those little dink and dump passes right over the middle, over the defensive line. Quarterback keeper.
The seniors are able to make that stop in their favor and keep the sophomores where they are.
Sophomores.
Sophomores recognizing the clock is running against them. They take that opportunity to stop that clock so that way they can get together, confer on the sideline. Mr. Nunemaker trying to figure out what direction he wants his team to go.
With a minute left in the first half, the sophomores are up 6-0, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with this 52 seconds remaining to see if they can get any more points in their favor to give them a greater lead at the half.
No, you're absolutely right. The one thing that you have to recognize is that the the sophomores are going to get the ball to start the second half. So the seniors need to try to pull out a stop here to try to prevent them from getting another 6 points on the board so they have an opportunity to stay in this game.
We just saw Mrs. Drake on the sideline, who is one of the assistant principals, and she was one of the organizers of tonight's event to make it what it is and how exciting it is for everyone involved.
Her hard work and dedication always shows on these events when they're always planned out, the kids have a great time, and for a great cause. Let's see what the sophomores decided. What a definitive senior defense. Stopped in the backfield, moving the sophomores backwards. Seniors, that timeout did them well.
The seniors made that play look absolutely easy for them, being able to quickly grab the flag off of the sophomore who was attempting to carry the ball.
When you're a defensive player in the backfield of the offense, you're able to do some good things back there if you can get your hands on the flag. High snap. Quarterback keeper. Ripping down that sideline. It looks like we have a penalty flag on the play. Let's see what that call is. Looks like a personal foul on the seniors. That's going to give the opportunity for the sophomores to get a couple more points here pretty quickly as we try to see how much time is left on the clock.
And with that penalty, it'll be first and goal, sophomore class, 13.2 seconds remaining in your first half of play.
"13 seconds left. Let's see what the sophomores pull out. Oh, she's trying to head to the sideline, see if she can turn the corner. Do the seniors have the speed to stop her?
Touchdown.
It is a touchdown. Sophomores.
47, Joanna.
The seniors are going to be going to the locker room at halftime, trying to look at each other, put those numbers into the calculator, see what we can get to come out, and see if we can score some points here.
No time remaining.
That touchdown will be hopefully a boost of confidence for the sophomores going into the second half, as they are now up by 12 points over the seniors. And we'll see if that will be 14 after the 2-point conversion.
Sophomores will be feeling pretty good about themselves if they can pull another 2 points out here before the half.
Their first attempt was unsuccessful, but this attempt might be different.
Conversion fails, ladies and gentlemen, at the end
Again,
of
a conversion failure, trying to run off tackle, trying to run into the line of scrimmage. It's difficult to see the logic in that one, but they thought they had the ability to sneak through there and get those 2 points as we go to the half.
Gentlemen, enjoy your 6-minute halftime. Feel free to head to the concession stand. Soft pretzels.
Thank you to all of you watching at home on a Parkland TV YouTube page. Proud to stream you this 26th annual Garter Bowl game. Currently right now with the sophomores 12, seniors 0. The Department of Coaches during this game is predominantly math. You would think they would have all of the analytics together to figure out what plays are most effective when running them in Garter Bowl.
I don't know about the other teams, but the seniors are dominated by math coaches, and the juniors have history coaches leading them.
almost a departmental struggle for the bragging rights on Thursday in the teacher planning room. Which department is going to bring home the win for their class?
We'll see who it comes down to, but right now the juniors are the only team with a guaranteed spot in the championship game.
Anything can happen in the second half of Garter Bowl. Talk about a turnover, talk about a fumble, talk about something very quickly happening to you. It is not done yet.
Joining me now for the second half of the sophomore and senior game is sophomore Aurora Geary. Hi, Aurora.
Hi, Hannah. It's great to be here, taking over for Mr. Greth. So what do we think is going to happen in the second half here? Do we think the seniors are going to come back against the sophomores, or do we think the sophomores are going to continue with their lead?
I mean, it'll be interesting. I don't have a bias in this game, but Aurora is a sophomore, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. I personally think the sophomores have pretty good momentum going on at this point, especially after getting that touchdown at the very end of the first half. But hopefully the seniors, for their sake, will get some fire underneath them and be able to start getting some points.
Yeah, the seniors haven't been looking too hot in the first half here. I think the sophomores do have the lead. They definitely can carry this game throughout, so it's going to be exciting to see what the seniors are going to do.
Obviously, being a sophomore, there is some bias there for you, but your team does seem to be showing out.
Mm-hmm. They do seem to be doing a good job, so I'm excited about that. Sadly, cannot participate, but it's great to watch them play.
As we spoke about earlier, in the same situation as the freshmen, this is the sophomores' first Garter Bowl and their first showing as a team and as the class of 2024, but as clearly seen on the scoreboard, they are not doing bad at all.
No, they definitely have the upper hand in this game here. I'm excited to see what playbook they're diving into next for the second half of this game.
And we are off with the seniors taking the kickoff to the sophomores.
Looks like the seniors got a flag down near the 45.
The sophomores will have the first possession of this second half and are at 1st and 10.
Ooh, and they fumbled it. High ball right there off the snap.
You know, that is one of the things that we are seeing tonight being one of the most difficult aspects of the game for these teams to really get down is that connection between the snap and the quarterback getting the ball.
Yeah, these ladies are having trouble with the quarterback connection from their offensive line. So hopefully they can get that under control if the sophomores are going into the last game against the juniors.
We'll see what happens if the sophomores are able to maintain this lead and get any more points in the second half, or if the seniors will be able to come back. But the seniors just stopped the sophomores for the second down.
Looks like the sophomores are huddling up for the next play. We'll see what Coach Nunemaker and Coach Wolf are pulling out of their playbook for this one.
It is 3rd and 10 for the sophomores, and the quarterback gets the ball and will try to throw it, and it is caught, but the seniors will get her flag. No gain for the sophomores on that play, making it the 4th down, and we will see if they choose to continue with the 4th down and go for it, or if they punt it off.
So that was Caroline Cohen on the carry.
It looks like the sophomores are going to go for it on 4th. Shockingly, because they're very far away from the goal line. You would think they would kick the ball, but apparently not. They're going to go for it and see if they can get the first down on 4th and 10. We haven't seen one kick tonight. I don't know if they're afraid of the ball, but hopefully we can see something. Oh, and she's running with it. Oh, and it looks like there's a flag down on this play.
The sophomores tried to get the fake, but it was unsuccessful, and the senior defender was able to grab her flag.
Hannah, you start to giving down and distance every possession after the conclusion of every play once you know what it is. Yes. That, or if you can see it on the TV, yeah.
"15 minutes left in the second half of this game. It looks like the seniors are taking their sweet time to get on the field versus the freshmen. I mean, sophomores. My apologies."
It will be now the seniors' possession, and they will be 1st and 10. They're going to have to start pulling out all of their greatest plays from their playbooks and their math teacher coaches to see what they can try and get out of this game.
It looks like the flag was picked off of one of our senior players at the 20, the 25. It's going to be a 2nd down with 12 yards to go. Still senior ball.
We're going to have to start seeing what the seniors are going to do with this and their plays, because so far, with 0 on the scoreboard, their plays aren't really working.
Their run game definitely isn't there tonight. Either they left it at home or just completely forgot it on the bus.
You say that right as the seniors actually get some momentum and get a 1st down through a run play. The ball is on the 44-yard line now for the seniors, and it will be 1st and 10.
Maybe I should start making fun of them more. Maybe they'll score more during that.
Shouldn't you want the sophomores to win, Aurora?
I should. I do want the sophomores to win, but I'm just saying maybe I'll slow down on making fun of the seniors if it makes them win more, since the sophomores should take them down at this point.
The seniors are huddling up to see what they are going to pull out of their playbook for this next play, which is 1st and 10. The seniors get the ball and run with it.
Seniors continuing with the 1st and 10. Huddling up again.
That was a senior 1st down, and the ball is now on the 46. The senior quarterback is running with it and appears to have gotten the 1st down for the seniors and is still running with it, but her flag has been pulled by sophomore defender Cameron Johns.
She is really close to the goal line there. She had an amazing run down the sideline. Maybe the seniors can benefit off this and try and get it into the goal and get a touchdown to get some points on the board.
The ball is on the 26th for yet again a 1st and 10 run for the seniors. The seniors are once again running with it and trying to get some yards, but her flag was pulled. The ball is on the 26th, and it is 2nd down with 12 yards to go for the seniors.
I wonder for this play if they're going to choose their normal approach of running in the ball or if they're going to actually pass forward and try and get some extra yardage on this play.
And there is some misconnection with getting the ball from the snap to the quarterback for the seniors.
Another common theme tonight, as we've been talking about trying to get the ball off these snaps and actually receive in order to create the play.
The seniors are once again running with it and trying to get some yards, but her flag was pulled. The ball is on the 26th, and it is 2nd down with 12 yards to go for the seniors. The ball is still on the 26 with the third down and 12 yards to go.
Risha Jimenez, your ball carrier.
There is 10 minutes left in the second half of the sophomore and senior games, with the sophomores leading 12-0 points.
Hopefully the seniors can get some points on the board before this half ends. And she's going. Oh, there's a flag down right before. It looks to be on the 7.
There looks like there is an injury for one of the senior players, so that will be addressed, and then we will continue.
Wonder what that injury was there in the middle of the field. It looks like we also have a sophomore player injured, maybe a foot to the head, maybe a calf cramp on the senior side. We'll find out, maybe.
The ball is now on the 7 for the seniors, and it is second down with 10 yards to go. The sophomore defense looks very determined after the huddle that they just had to figure out a game plan for what they are going to do to stop this senior offense. The seniors get the ball and hand it off to be able to try and run it, but the sophomores will once again stop them with the flagpole.
I think the sophomores have the strongest defense we've seen tonight. Out of all the 4 teams, they've definitely been working together very well, and they've been able to execute on those plays that the seniors are pushing at them.
The sophomore defense definitely seems to be one of the strongest aspects of their game that we have seen tonight, especially in this matchup. Once again, they got the flagpole off the seniors to be able to try and stop them.
Seriously, the sophomores' defense is just ungodly tonight. It's doing so well. They're doing absolutely amazing out on that field.
Coach Nunemaker must have put a heavy emphasis on the defensive work during their...
What are you doing? You can't dump out halfway through a sentence.
Sorry about that cutoff there. Seems like our TV crew was having some issues with the transitions there. Technical issues potentially with the connection here. I'm not necessarily sure if they were on our end or not, but
Move on.
we'll move on to the next play coming here. 4th and 10. Let's see if the seniors can execute. And it looks like they're going for it. There has been no kicks yet from any of the teams, from tonight. So they're going for it.
Oh, call the game.
That 4th down conversion fails. 1st down, sophomores.
The ball is on the 10, and it is 1st down, 10 yards to go.
I think the seniors
Turnover on downs for the seniors since they could not execute on the last play. The ball is now over to the sophomores, who hopefully can get it up the field and get some more points against the seniors.
To go to see if they can close down the seniors with a big old goose egg on the scoreboard.
90 yards to go for the sophomores heading down the field to lay the golden egg against the seniors here.
Handoff. Ooh, it's stuffed in the backfield.
And that flag was pulled in the backfield by the senior defense. If the sophomores are able to maintain this 12-0 lead over the seniors, the sophomores will have one of the biggest upsets of the night. But after that play, the senior defense looks as they're getting pretty strong.
The senior defense is definitely picking up as the sophomores get down this field. I'm sure the seniors are determined to stop the ball against the sophomores because they don't want any more points on the board since they don't have any themselves.
The sophomores will try and run it, and her flag was pulled in a strong effort by the senior defense. The ball is still on the 10, and it is third down with 10 yards to go.
It's looking like it's going to be sophomores versus juniors towards the end of this half, since we have about 6 minutes or so remaining.
That's not right. So I think it's on the 14.
Correction, the ball is on the 14-yard line, and it is 3rd and 5.
Looks like a high snap there for the sophomores, and their flag is gotten.
A little bit offside there, or a false start. Not sure if they were drawn.
A little bit of a false start there.
Mr. Moniz dropping the call, pushing those sophomores back.
Mr. Moniz has been very on his game tonight, calling all of the fouls and wrongdoings by all of the teams throughout tonight's matches.
He definitely has no mercy here when it comes to teams. I'm sure he doesn't have a favorite either in this match, since he's been pretty even throughout. Good ref if I say so, Hannah. What do you think?
I agree, but I think it would be interesting to see secretly deep down who all of these referees are hoping for to win.
The rumor that they always try to skew the game the seniors' way does not look like that's the case tonight.
It seems like it is the refs are in favor of the seniors every year by default. However, it doesn't seem like that seems to be working tonight since the seniors have no points yet, as we've stated prior.
You know, it's a known tradition that the seniors typically and hopefully for them win each Garter Bowl their senior year, but this year the sophomores might take them down. Sophomores will try to run it, and once again the seniors will pull their flag pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
Time out, seniors.
Seniors are prepping for the 4th down defensive play of the game to see if they can take it away from the sophomores. Sophomores are set on the field, waiting for the seniors to get into their places. Seniors definitely are taking their time this game with getting into position. Maybe that's a strategy. I'm not sure. The sophomores seem to be ready to go, though, wanting this game over and their wind sealed.
The seniors are going to try and score as quickly as possible with only 4 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. And there seems to be a misconnection for the senior quarterback getting the snap from the center. And the seniors will try and throw it, and the pass is incomplete.
One of the first throws we've seen out of the seniors tonight, since they typically run their offensive line. That was a far throw, too. She threw that ball very far. It's a shame that that girl didn't catch it, but hopefully the next one they can try and get the ball up the field.
Yeah, as you noted, we haven't seen many of those throws tonight, but on this 3rd and 12, we'll see what happens if they decide to run it or throw the ball, and they are going to try and run it.
And she's going. Flag down. Look at that replay there. Just shy of the mark there. Could have kept going. A little inside, though.
It is 3rd and 5 for the seniors as they try to keep this momentum that they have got on the 40-yard line and try to run it up. But the sophomore defense has once again got their flag pretty much as soon as she starts running.
The seniors don't seem to be connecting as a team very much here in this second half. They can't seem to get any momentum forward. They're trying too much to work those in and out plays, but it doesn't seem to be working for them.
The sophomores are coming out to try and stop the seniors so that they can send them home and off to Applebee's half-price apps.
Roles are switched here. Sophomores taking their sweet time, knowing that they have time on the clock to waste, while the seniors are already set, wanting more points on the board.
I can imagine the seniors are starting to feel some of that pressure with only 2 minutes left and at least 2 touchdowns to get for them to be able to tie and hopefully beat the sophomores. And the fake handoff, but the senior defense will get the quarterback's flag.
And the seniors haven't won it all in their years as a team, so it's very interesting to see how they can't execute on their plans here.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. It would be such a shame for the seniors to end their Garter Bowl career and high school careers without a win.
Senior class of 2022 is going to go for no wins in their 4 years of high school. I don't think any teams years prior have gone all 4 years without winning, even with those COVID years off.
The last class to go through without any wins was the class of 2017. They were the first, so the class of 2022 might be joining them as the second if they don't do anything in these next 56 seconds. The ball is on the 40, and it is 3rd down with 14 to go.
High snap off that play, and a lovely pass to the sideline, and it is
Calling on the
good.
reception.
Doesn't seem like they gained enough yardage there to convert the down. The sophomores are doing better at running the clock than the seniors are running the ball, unfortunately, in this situation.
At this point, it is all about strategy and how they are going to run down this clock in order to secure that victory and the spot against the juniors in the championship match.
It's going to be very hard for the seniors unless they get an interception here to get points on the board, especially enough to gain a win over the sophomores.
I hate to say it, but
Seconds remaining.
this,
12-0.
with this much time left on the clock, it is not going to be easy for the seniors to do this, but the sophomores have used one of their timeouts. So hopefully that'll give the seniors some time to get their plays together and ready for these last couple seconds.
Mr. Moniz seems to have ants in his pants since his senior class is not winning.
And it is pretty clear to say that it is official, and the sophomores have beat the seniors for arguably one of the biggest upsets of the night that could have happened. Those sophomore girls seem super excited and ready to take on the juniors in the championship match.
Especially since it's the sophomores' first year playing, since they didn't get to play as freshmen last year because of COVID. The seniors, though, joining class of 2017 by not winning a single game in their Garter Bowl career.
And not only that, but this was a shutout for the sophomores tonight, allowing the seniors to score 0 points.
Both games were shutouts tonight. The juniors shut out the freshmen as well, which is very interesting to see. Normally we get more points on the board for both sides, but seems to be these teams are too good, and we're excited to see them go against each other in the matchup later on.
The sportsmanship being showed, congratulating and high-fiving each other after this hard-fought match.
minute left before the championship game goes off. We're excited to see the juniors versus the sophomores for this final matchup. And stay tuned for the halftime report of the homecoming court.
Once again, the band playing some fun tunes for everyone tonight and having just some fun playing their music. And right now, the final countdown is being played by the marching band.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, at halftime of this championship game, the 2021 homecoming court will be announced. Be sure to stay tuned.
The sophomores and the juniors are getting ready to go for this championship matchup.
It's going to be interesting to see the sophomore playbook of Nunamaker and Wolf versus the four coaches, Carpenito, Velikas, Mazzello, and Andrioli of the juniors.
The junior coaches were showing some of their greatest plays that they had in their playbooks. And as we said before, Coach Velikas is one of the most experienced coaches here at the Parkland High School Garter Bowl and is looking to lead her junior team to victory along with Coach Carpenito as Mr. Moniz explains the rules and expectations to both teams of tonight's championship match.
It looks like they're doing the coin toss now with Mr. Moniz. Excited to see which way it lands for either the juniors or the sophomores to get the ball first.
Some close-up shots being provided to us of what is going on down on the field and the fun and friendly competition that these teams are having.
Looks like both teams are confused in this instant. Switching sides, it looks like.
And we will see which team is taking the kickoff and which team will be receiving the ball momentarily.
Looks like it's going to be sophomores ball with the punt. Junior ball with the punt. Sophomores are lining up defensively to receive this.
The juniors will take the kickoff and Kim Castillo will take the kick.
Caroline Caroline Cohen on the return for the sophomores.
For the sophomores, Caroline Cohen had attempted to take the ball, and we will see what the sophomores do on their offensive run momentarily. The ball is on the 26, and we are 1st and 10 for the sophomores.
It's going to be interesting to see what plays the sophomores pull out first against the junior class. And it looks like they're taking the ball. Oh, together. Oh, and flag drawn.
The flag was pulled from the sophomores, coming from Izzy McNevin as well as Naima Salau for the juniors.
Margot Patak stopped in the backfield. 2nd and long, sophomores.
The ball is on the 21-yard line, and it is 2nd down with 15 to go. The sophomores look to run the ball, but the junior defense, once again, as shown in the first game, is proving to be a rock and not letting anything through.
Both of these teams on the field are very strong defensively. It's interesting to see their offense and defense line up here with the juniors being so strong.
They're going to have to try and get out to the outside corners as quickly as they can to see if their speed will help them get past the junior defense.
Still seeing those quarterbacks in the shotgun position. And it looks like the sophomores are running the ball out wide.
The sophomores were able to get quite a few yards on that, but were not able to get the successful 1st down.
Gain of about 13 on a play. It'll bring up a 4th and 4 from the 44.
Ball is 4th down with 4 yards to go. Looks like the sophomores are going for it again. No kicking in this game yet. I'm still surprised how each team is choosing not to kick the ball for the last down.
They kind of have to just go for that risk and see what they can do, because not only is timing limited, but what they are able to do with the ball is limited. So it's good that they're going for this.
Very true. I don't know if they can trust their own kicks to get past. Very smart on their part for just running the ball.
The sophomores are trying to pull the reverse, but the juniors once again are there to stop them. So they are
on downs. Oh, sorry, Hannah, to interrupt you. But it is a turnover on downs, and it will be a junior ball.
The ball will be on the 27 for the juniors, and it will be 1st and 10. The juniors will hopefully take advantage of the short field to be able to get some points on the board and take the lead.
With less than 30 yards to go, they were able to get that in the first game that they played. Hopefully they can execute it. Oh, and it's an interception by the sophomores, thrown by Carly Sachs from the junior team.
Pass is intercepted, number 27.
You know, Carly was so successful with her throws during the first game, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in this championship, because as shown last game, the sophomores have a pretty strong defense. So we'll see what they do with her throwing the ball, or if Carly and her coaches decide to run the ball.
The sophomores definitely do have a very strong defensive line. The juniors tried to penetrate that line, however, trying new plays like their throw game versus their running game just didn't work out for them in the end.
The ball is on the 35 for the sophomores, and it is first down with 10 to go.
Timeout, sophomores.
Timeout for the sophomores here. Hopefully Velikas can pull out some defensive plays for the juniors here to combat the sophomore offensive line.
The ball is on the 35 for the sophomores, and it is first and 10.
High snap off that ball, and it looks like they're going wide. Sophomore's taking the ball, trying to guard their teammates, and she's going. She's going down the sideline with a flag.
Joanna Koch carries good for yet another sophomore. First down.
Mr. Nunemaker definitely told his girls that they need to keep running until they hear that whistle because they can gain some yards.
Carpenito trying to work the refs on the sideline in his favor, it seems. Maybe pulling for some extra points there.
The ball's on the 30-yard line, and it is first and 10. For the juniors, Naima Salau proving to be quite the presence in the defense, getting some flags pulled in what seems to be every run that they have.
Sophomores taking a play out of the seniors' book, slowing down time here while the juniors are set up already.
The sophomores are on the 26th, and it's 2nd and 5.
Looks like they're going wide. And she got dragged by the juniors there, by the shorts.
Once again, Naima Salau and Izzy McNevin on those flag pulls for the juniors.
Naima is definitely one of their key players there with speed and strategy, going for the ball at all times.
She seems to be having a great deal of importance on both sides of the game for the juniors, with not only her pulling the flags, but also, as we saw in their first game, her speed getting that touchdown.
It seems like she can really do it all, Hannah. Looked like Naima was going to get that flag there. It's one of her friends. Good catch by the ref there to start the play off. Seems like it's going to be... Sorry, Hannah, go ahead.
It is 2nd and 13, and the ball is on the 27.
Got your ball carrier.
Joining Mr. Moniz in reffing tonight's game is Assistant Principal Dr. Meehan, who is talking to the juniors now, giving some instruction on what they can and cannot do. The juniors seem to be showing some pushback.
She seems to be walking off the sideline, maybe for an attitude issue there. And it looks like it's going to be Sophomore's ball.
It is 3rd and 12 for the Sophomores on the 27.
Cohen on the reception from Koch.
4th down and 6 to go, and that last pass, Sierra Hohenschild Jr. was able to get the flag.
4th and 5. Sophomores deep inside junior territory.
Fourth yard is going to be decision time for Mr. Dugan to be able to figure out what his play is going to be to either get his Sophomores the first down or the touchdown.
It's a big take for the juniors as they take over on downs.
The Sophomores were unsuccessful on that run, and it will be a turnover on downs, giving the juniors the ball.
Juniors have a long field to go here with only 8 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first half of this game. With no points on the board for either teams, it's going to be interesting to see which offense can get past the other team's aggressive defense.
You know, it's always been said that offenses win games, but defenses win championships, and that is proving to be true here because both of these defenses, as shown just now by the Sophomores, are proving to be very, very important for each of these teams.
Athleticism for the Sophomore club. That was Cohen once again on the stop for the Sophomores. Sophomore to play 2nd and 14 juniors.
This is 2nd and 14 for the juniors, and that was a very dangerous play for Carly Sachs to make, throwing it back to Katie Steib.
Seems like they lost some yardage there. Moving the wrong way back towards their goal, not in the right direction towards their own to gain some points here, giving advantage to the Sophomores coming at them.
There's a little deja vu back to what was happening to the seniors in the last game before they ultimately lost.
Maybe the Sophomores can pull it out. I know I have a personal preference for the Sophomores, but Hannah, you're a junior. How do you feel like this game is going for your team?
You know, obviously, I very much want the juniors to win. It'd be great if this would, be our second year playing and we would win, but we will see. Both teams have very strong defenses, and it 100% will come down to which defense works harder.
Juniors are looking to run a 3-person offensive line here. Defensive line here, apologies. False start on the juniors here in this play. That's what it looks like, and they call it.
Mr. Moniz moving the juniors back and back closer to their end zone.
It's difficult to operate with no room there and a high snap. This is a dangerous situation here. And a long throw for a Sophomore interception!
Interception for the Sophomores. Is Joanna Koch, and she is everywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
It will be interesting to see if the Sophomore offense will be able to keep up with the momentum that their defense set forth.
Basically giving them a birthday present here, setting up with the 20 yards.
It'll be interesting to see how the junior defense responds to this setback and how the sophomore offense takes advantage of this.
Hopefully the sophomores can capitalize on this play here since they're so close to goal with only 20 yards to go. It's 1st and 10.
The sophomores are going to their tried and true play of running the ball up the middle, and Sierra Hohenschild will get the flag for the juniors.
Sierra Hohenschild on the stop.
.439 left to go here in the first half. Sophomores trying to set up to gain some points on the board here against the juniors.
This is the most amount of time we've seen tonight without any scoring happening for either side. So this is just showing you how close of a matchup this is.
This definitely is a competitive game. Sophomores seem to have the upper hand here now, and a high snap. Going forward, oh, didn't gain any yardage there.
They will run it up the middle once again, but junior Rachel Staley will pull her flag. The sophomores still have the ability to get a first down before they get to the end zone, which will give them an extra 4 shots of getting that touchdown and first points of the game.
It's the ball is on the 14 here. It's 3rd and 10. Hopefully the sophomores can get it to be 1st and 10.
Catch your ball carrier.
It looked like the sophomores had the outside, but she turned around and tried to go through the inside, but the juniors were there to stop her.
Fourth and about 12.
It's 4th and 12 on the 15, so it looks like the sophomores are going to go for it, which is a risk of having it turned around on downs, but we'll see what they do with this play.
Definitely a risk, especially super close to the end of the first half with less than 5 to go.
Big stop for the juniors. They'll take over on downs.
It is a turnover on downs in the juniors' favor. This junior defense is proving to be a wall in the back, swatting on the sophomores.
Shout out to Parkland's band for giving us these amazing tunes throughout our games.
Drum major Izzy Landis is leading her band through some fun for us all tonight. The juniors will run it and get some yardage with Katie Stibe carrying the ball.
Owen grabs the flag for the sophomores.
Their running is a little too fast for the sophomores to catch as quickly as they would hope, but they are still trying to get it.
With only 1 minute left, they have to pull out something big against the sophomores here to get some points on the board, or else we're going into the second half with no points.
Neither of these teams are using their timeouts like we have seen in previous games.
At least juniors have enough to get a first down, but they're fighting the clock clock here with only 45 seconds left.
Timeout. Juniors.
And there is the timeout that we have been looking for on the juniors. Mr. Carpenito is reaching into his pocket for a timeout and looking into his playbook to see what he and his juniors can do.
Stay tuned for halftime when we find out who is going to be on Parkland's homecoming court.
Once again, I'd like to thank Mr. LaRue and all of the band members tonight for coming out to support this evening. Outstanding job.
The drive for the juniors are going to be very strong, having the driver's ed teacher, Mrs. Andrioli, as one of their coaches, and she is going to put the pedal to the metal for these girls to win.
Juniors set up here with 37 seconds left. High snap, really high snap, one of the highest ones in the night. And she goes right through two sophomore players, and the flag is drawn.
Sophomore defense is looking pretty strong, once again trying to hold the juniors off, which they will call another timeout.
Mrs. Mazzello is pulling out the abacus in her back pocket. Seems like it didn't go very well for them on the junior side, as well as for me. Sorry that my joke didn't land, as well as how dry these points are. That also didn't work. I apologize, everyone at home watching. We do sports commentary. We aren't comedians here. And we can barely do sports commentary, so thank you for sticking with us.
And the juniors will have the ball once again, and Carly Sachs gets the ball, looks to throw, she throws it, and it is a complete pass, and it is good, but her flag was pulled. That will be good enough to get the juniors the first down with 15 seconds left to go.
Gisele Canella with a big reception for the juniors.
One more timeout to go with 12 seconds left.
Final timeout called for the junior class with 12.7 seconds remaining. It'll be first and 10 on the sophomore 37.
The sophomores are going with a three-man lineup defense, and Carly Sachs is going to throw it, and it is intercepted by the sophomores to try and run it up, but is pushed down. And that is the first half with the score 0-0. This has been a very competitive matchup so far, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half.
With all three interceptions coming from the sophomore team tonight, 2 in this game alone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to announce the homecoming court for 2021. Our queen candidates include Morgan Napolitano, nominated by the Leo Club, Zoe Brininger from the Tri-M Music Honor Society, Francesca Rizzuto, class of 21, Hannah Yang from the Math Honor Society, and Reagan Kinney from the Key Club. Our King candidates include Sean Superka from the National English Honor Society, Harrison Kim from the Political Science Club, Peyton Marciniak from the Leo Club, Ishan Reed from the debate team, and Vincent Rizzuto from Boys Cross Country. Congratulations to our homecoming court. The King and Queen will be named at our homecoming dance this Saturday night. The dance starts at 6 p.m. at our soccer field. Court will be celebrated there, and King and Queen will be announced at the dance. Thanks for coming out tonight and supporting the Parkland community with the REACH program.
Tonight's game goes to charity, and the charity of choice is the Parkland Cares Food Pantry, which was established to help families fight hunger in our community. Switching to a contactless drive-through approach after the start of COVID-19 pandemic, Parkland Cares helped over 100 families get food every 2 weeks. Once every month, they collect food donations at Kernsville Elementary School, and twice a month, they give back to the community. Dates and times are always provided on their website and their social media sites. You can also donate money on their website and even connect your Amazon account to donate every time you order. Please consider donating today to help out our Parkland community fight hunger and food insecurity. And we are back for the second half of the championship games, where both teams are taking the field for the last half of the Garter Bowl tonight.
Still no points on the board here. It's going to be interesting to see which team scores first, if at all. Hopefully, we'll get some points on the board, though. It's a great standoff, and it's exciting to watch.
It truly will come down to each team's defense tonight to see who wins, and the sophomores will be kicking it off.
Juniors have an excellent opportunity here to get the ball and run down the field
Juniors
to get a good
receive
ball
the second
position,
half kickoff.
so that their first down is not so hard to achieve on the next one.
The juniors will pick it up and try and run with it, but the sophomore defense, which has proved to be very sturdy throughout this entire night, will take them down.
Devin on the return for the juniors.
Juniors didn't get as far as I thought they would have in that take, but hopefully they can gain some more yardage on this next play.
It is 1st and 10 for the juniors. Junior Katie Seib will run with it, trying to block off the sophomore defense.
Running hard down the sideline, that junior team there. You could see in her face that she was determined to get that ball down the field.
You know, Katie played our freshman year and proved to be a very important aspect of the team then as well as now. She is also very fast, and that seems to be one of the greatest things that the juniors have, is they have a lot of speed on their team, which if they can utilize correctly will be something that can help them tremendously.
The juniors, yes, definitely do have a lot of speed. It looks like they lost some yards there on that play, going back to, it looks like, the 40.
The ball is on the 41 and is 3rd and 10.
Third and 12.
These defenses on both teams are truly proving to be one of the hardest things for both of these teams to handle, because as much as they need the offensive connection between the girls, the defense is one of the hardest things that they have to go through. Carly Sachs will hand it off once again to Katie Seib, who hands it off again to her teammate, who will run it on the other side of the field on the outside, and it looks like she got the first down and will continue running with it.
A lot of running there on that play. She went all the way around and back over to gain some yardage on the other side of the field there, down the sideline, around the 22-yard line. That's exactly the play they needed to secure some force towards gaining some points against the sophomores' defense.
It's 1st and 10 on the 32 for the juniors. Handing it off to Katie Seib once again to the right. She will run with it as far as she can, but the sophomore defense once again is there to take her flags.
She's really using that spin move on the sideline there to gain around. And it's working for her, working very well against the sophomores' defense. The offense was set with trip wide receivers to the right to try and pull the defense to that side of the field to maybe open up some space on the other side.
That worked especially well in the last play, where the juniors were able to get such a strong momentum up the field.
Seems like the sophomore defense is strategizing here while the juniors take their sweet time in the huddle.
It can't be a matter of running down the clock at this point, because, to be honest, they need all of the time that they can get to get some points. Once again, Carly Sachs will hand it off to Katie Seib, who passes it off again, and she will throw it down the field, and it will be an incomplete pass for the juniors. They are calling that a catch, actually, for the juniors, and it will be a first down.
Mr. Nonamaker called it incomplete. Juniors are not happy with that call.
Sophomore territory.
Excuse me, the sophomores aren't happy with that call. Mr. Nunamaker using that bald connection to try and make Mr. Nunamaker change his mind.
Juniors. They're first.
Mr. Moniz and Dr. Meehan are the refs, not Mr. Nunamaker.
Excuse me, sorry, Mr. Nunamaker is a coach for the sophomore team.
The juniors are dancing on the sideline right now for reasons we're not sure of because they are not in the lead. Those sophomores are looking pretty tired, even though they continue to give their full effort.
It's 1st and 10 on the 19 here for the juniors to take the ball.
Working off the far hash, this is a pivotal moment for the juniors to try and get some points, and they fumble the ball. The hand back between the quarterback and the running back could have been a lot smoother for that to have worked in the juniors' favor.
Clock running with less than 14 minutes to go here. Juniors still on the 19-yard line with 2nd and 10. Hopefully they can get some points on the board here if they're determined to beat the sophomores in this game.
I don't know if this has ever come down to a tie, but with the rate we're going now, we might see that. Another throw for the juniors, and it is incomplete. The juniors are looking for a call saying that there was pass interference, but the refs are given no mercy. It is 3rd and 10, and the ball is on the 19. The juniors are making some changes in their lineup to try and get some points on the board.
Looks like Mr. Moniz is trying to encourage them to move faster since they're delaying precious time that they do need. A high-tempo offense might help them move down the field here. Seems like they're going out wide. And she's caught. No! She went out of bounds, however.
That was junior Evelyn Montone carrying the ball to try and get some yardage, but unfortunately, as Aurora just said, she did go out of bounds. Coach Carpenito digging really deep into his playbook to try and figure out what he can do for these girls to get some points.
Another timeout call by the junior class. That's their second.
It is 3rd and 12 on the 21.
And there are our refs for the evening conversing on probably how the game is going, and they all seem kind of shocked that it is still 0-0. The juniors are going to go for the pass, and it is incomplete. almost with the sophomore interception.
The juniors are really the only team tonight using these passes forward. Most teams are running the ball. It seems to be that they're very confident in their passes.
They had some good passes in the first game, but in this championship, the sophomores are giving no mercy to them and not allowing them to have any advantage throwing the ball.
Will be first down, sophomores, I stand corrected.
It is first down for the sophomores. The sophomores are going to try and run it up, but the juniors will pull their flag. It is 2nd and 8 on the 21 for the sophomores.
Hopefully the sophomores can get some points on the board here since there's about 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Doing a catch your ball carrier.
With 10 minutes left in the championship game, it is unclear what would happen in the event of a tie. So unless some of these teams can start getting some points, we will be finding out.
We are in uncharted territory right now, since we do not know what's going to happen if this game remains 0-0.
Once again, Naima Salau with the flag pull for the juniors.
Attack your ball carrier.
They were carrying that ball like a loaf of bread out there, Anna. They must have baked it up this morning. Clock continues to run here, as it is the 1st and 10 with the ball on the 45.
The juniors are running back out on the field to try and use their defensive strength to block these sophomores from getting any points and taking the lead. Oh, wait, sorry. The juniors are on the offensive side, and the sophomores have pulled their flags.
Seems like the juniors are strategizing there in the huddle to go for maybe a new offensive play in this one. We just saw them have the quarterback run through. Maybe they'll pass left, maybe they'll pass right, maybe they won't pass at all, and it looks like they're going back and running the ball to the left.
Carly Sachs handed it off to Katie Steib again to try and run the ball, and she gained some yards, but the sophomores stopped her.
Katie Steib, your ball carrier. Carry is good for a junior class.
They stopped her around the 30-yard line, and it was good enough to get the first down.
Only 6 minutes and about 30 seconds remaining here in the game. This game could go to a tie, very much so. They're playing very evenly tonight.
Parkland TV's very own Kendall Samley is playing in the game tonight. With 5 minutes and about 30 seconds left, the juniors are really pulling deep to see what they can do to try and get some points.
They're definitely gaining yardage here, getting the first down on almost every play, keeping the sophomores away from the ball as they try to gain points.
That was a high snap, and Carly Sachs will hand it off to Naima Salau, who is arguably one of the speediest girls on the team, and she will get the first down and the touchdown, giving the juniors the lead with 5 minutes left in the game. The juniors seem very excited about these points, and we'll see if they go for the 2 points.
It seems to be that their speed could penetrate the sophomores' defense there, even though their defense is very strong. It seems that speed is their way around.
Perhaps it could be that the sophomores are starting to tire out, as the lengths of the games are pretty long, as well as the fact that they played in the game right before this, while the juniors had some time to rest. The juniors have had some success with the 2-point conversion, so we will see if they are able to continue that.
Again, no kicking in these games here. Seems like 2-point conversions are their deal.
It's important that the juniors come up with the best strategy they can to get these extra 2 points, because 2 points at this point in a game could be the difference between winning and losing. Naima Salau will have the ball again and will run it in for the extra 2 points.
Naeem is definitely one of their strongest players tonight out on the field for the juniors.
8-0. Timeout, sophomores.
The sophomores will use one of their timeouts to try and figure out what they're going to do to get these points back. And on the Carpenito cam, Coach Carpenito is talking to his players about what they're going to do defensively at this point to try and stop these sophomores from getting any points.
Sophomores are going to try and use their offensive pressure here in the last 3 minutes about of the game to get some points on the board.
The juniors are having trouble trying to get the flags.
Steps out of bounds at about the 45.
But the sophomores were forced out of bounds, so the juniors' efforts are not going unnoticed.
It will be 1st and 10 on the 45 for the sophomores.
The sophomores take the ball and try and run it up the middle, but the junior defense, once again, is there to stop them with Sierra Hohenschilds getting the flagpole. The sophomores are being very quick in their huddles because they realize that they do not have much time to waste with only 2 minutes left in this game.
Another high snap leading into the flag grab there against the sophomores.
Chloe Hillis with a nice grab there for the juniors.
For the juniors, that was Chloe Hillis with the flagpole and helping her team stop the sophomores from advancing any further. It's 3rd and 11 for the sophomores right now, again with the high snap, and they will try and throw it, but it is incomplete.
Sophomores using a junior tactic there, throwing it forward. We haven't seen that out of the sophomore team tonight yet, so it's interesting to see them trying to use their offensive pressure. Wonder if that was some sort of offensive desperation there.
A common theme in, many sports when it gets down to the wire and a team is losing is they kind of start to lose some of their precision and just start to throw some crazy throws and try some plays that probably won't work, but it's their last bet.
With 1:10 left, they don't have much time to run more than 1 or 2 plays here, hoping to gain some points on the board against the juniors.
The juniors are coming out pretty confident at this point and hopeful to keep their lead.
Juniors are ready to get this win by setting up early while the sophomores wait in their huddle, now coming onto the field.
High snap once again for the sophomores, and again, the juniors are there with the flag grab, and this time for Leonda Hamble.
Less than a minute left here in the game. Clock intending the run all the way through.
There's not much time left at this point, and the juniors are definitely trying to run down the clock and secure their victory.
I'm sure the junior coaches are happy with how their playbooks have been treating their team with their 8-point lead.
And this is going to be the game. The juniors are going to take a knee, and that's it, folks. The juniors are the 2021 Garter Bowl champions. They are celebrating greatly, as this only being their second time playing in the Garter Bowl and taking home the championship. The sophomores, though, did put on a very good showing, and for a team that this was their first year, they beat the seniors and did a pretty good job.
Sophomores definitely went far for not having played last year. They definitely did give the juniors a good game, but the juniors ended up taking home the win in the end here. Good sportsmanship here from both teams as they end the game.
And that is all for the 26th annual Garter Bowl. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in on Friday for the homecoming game against Bethlehem Catholic. I'm Hannah Fredrich.